In this tutorial, we'll continue working on our course structure and then begin adding content to our weekly folders. So you can see here I've added a folder blurb to week 1 and week 2, and I want to add a blurb to week 3. So to do that, I'm going to select the course folder drop-down arrow. If you hover over that gray arrow and click that, you'll see a list of options. I'm going to select Edit. So we're going to edit that folder. And then in this content editor box, I can either type or I can use the keyboard Control-C or Control-V to copy and paste text. In this situation, I'm going to use Control-V and paste in the text that I wanted. If this looks okay, I'll still have the options to modify the standard options and then click Submit. What I noticed here, though, is that I'm not using the same format. In the first 2 folders, I've used numbering, a numbered list, and in this, I used a bulleted list. One key aspect of quality course design is to develop consistency throughout your course. So I want to change that. I'm going to select the drop-down arrow again, select Edit, and then I'm going to use my content editor menus to change that. So I'll highlight that text, and rather than a bulleted list with these options, I'm going to select a numbered list, and it changes it to numbers. I'll click Submit, and now we can see the formatting is consistent. So now I'm continuing to build my folders, but I want to add content within the folder. To do that, I'm going to select the folder link, click on that title, and that will open up that folder, and you see right now there's no content. So to begin to build content, I'm going to, in this tutorial, we're going to work with an item. So I'm going to select the Build Content menu and select Item. An item is one of the most versatile tools in Blackboard because you can do so many things with it using this content editor box. In the course, in an item, you can add text, you can add images, you can add videos, hyperlinks, you can add attachments. So it's a very versatile tool. And so to begin, we'll name this item. It might be that I want to start off with an image. To do that, you're going to use the plus button here to add content. I want to search my local files, and I want to find the image that I've saved, select it, click Open, and that's going to place that image into your content editor box. Now we can modify this image by clicking on the box and then right-click and choose Image. Here you'll want to make sure you add that alt text so people that are using a screen reader will be able to know what that image is. So I'm going to just type in the description, gold key with word success. If I want to change the size, I can select a different size for the width, and you can see it automatically updates the height, so it keeps it proportional. Once you get your image settings the way you want them, you click Save, and it will change the image. I'll select Enter to get my cursor to go below the image, and then I can begin adding some text. So the text feature works much like any word processor. You can, again, copy and paste text into your, I'm going to keep my formatting here. You'll always get that option. I'm going to keep the formatting. I want to backspace, and let's say I don't want to backspace a full space. I just want to move this image up, this text up just a bit. I can select Shift and backspace, and it will only go up just like a half of a line. Or I could select Shift and Enter and bring it back down. So now I have my image, my text. Next, I'm going to hit enter at the end of that line and add a video. So I will go to that video source, select the URL by selecting Control-C on my keyboard. In your content editor box, I'm going to select Control-V, and that will paste the image. Then select enter from your keyboard, and it will paste in that video thumbnail. It would be good to get in the habit of, as you're building your content, continually selecting the accessibility checker to make sure that everything is ADA compliant. You can see here there are no issues, so I'm going to select OK. And then I could keep adding content. You can hyperlink text, you can change your font colors, font style, font size, you can highlight text, so it may be you need to highlight a certain thing to make that stand out a little bit more. And then you would just keep building this item. So you can see we can add to one item, you can add images, you can add text, you can add video, you can add an attachment. To do that, it's the same as you would with an email. You would just select Browse Local Files or wherever you've chosen to save your files. Select the document, click Open, and then you'll see again here that it will list the file that you've attached. If it's the incorrect document, just click Do Not Attach, and then go back and get the correct document. I do get in the habit of selecting for your options, just getting in the habit of saying yes and yes. You do want to track the number of views. And then once you're finished, you click Submit, and you've added your first item to this folder. Now it can be a little bit confusing. At some point you may lose your place. So just remember there's this cookie trail at the top. It will always show you where you are, so we know we're in week 1. We can go back one level, and it will take us right back to the content area, the content assignments area. And then from there, we could continue to add content as needed. That was an overview of how to add an item from the Build Content menu. We added an item, and from there, we were able to use the content editor box to add images, text, and video. Thank you. I hope that was helpful. In the next video, we'll cover how to add a web link.